What's up, guys? So I've never actually done a video showing my reloading process, so I figured I would do that tonight. And I've only been reloading for about 5 years, so I'm not an expert. If you got any tips, let me know. But I'll go through what I'm going to do because I'm about to start loading up some new bullets. So I got my 7 Rev Mag here, my CVA Cascade XT. I got some Hornady. These are 162 grain ELD-Ms. So first thing I always do is measure where I'm going to be hitting my rifling so I know. So this is actually a modified case that I made myself. I found a piece of Rev Mag brass at the range, so I drilled and tapped it, and then I cut these little relief slots in here. So what I do is I always seat the bullet out very far, and then I use the rifling to push it into the case. So I'm going to stick it in here, push it in, send the rod up till it contacts the bullet, lock it down, pull it out. Now, it could have just pulled out of the case a little bit if it was actually in the rifling. So now I push down, make sure. See, it did go back in a little bit, so might have been stuck the tiniest bit. All right, so we are at 2.737. Kind of hard to get the camera to see that with the lighting. All right, so 737 is bullet number 1. So I'm going to repeat this with 2 more bullets just to confirm. And usually when I do this too, I make sure the gun is nice and squeaky clean. Make sure there's nothing interfering with any of that. So again, pull it out. That one didn't really push in at all. So let's try this again. All right, 737. Very nice. Now, one thing I don't really like about the Hornady, the little comparator, is how it kind of sits offset on the caliper. So when you're measuring it, the measurement's not 100% like straight. I'll try to show you in a sec. All right. See, as the bullet goes in here, because this top piece is like offset on the caliper, the bullet's not 100% straight, but should be good enough. So we are at 738. So, very nice. So I'm going to write these down. I'm just going to say 7.37. So we got 2.737. So that's how I know my cartridge base to ogive measurement. And then usually I'll start about 30 thousandths off. So just to make it easy, I'm probably going to start at just 2.700, which will be, you know, 37 thousandths off, and work from there. Hornady bullets usually are very forgiving. I very rarely ever have to actually mess with my seating depth. Usually I just work my way up to the powder charges and they shoot awesome. So I'm hoping this bullet does the same. So let me get to the reloading table and I'll show you what I do from there. Alright guys, so let's take a quick look at Hodgdon's website right now so we can check some load data. So I'm liking the new layout of the website, but anyway, it's showing here for their test barrel, 24-inch barrel, which is what I have, and a 1 in 9.5 twist, which is also what I'm running. So we got the 162 AMAX. I'm running 162 ELD-M, so it should be pretty darn close. So Ram Shop Magnum is what I'm going to be using. So we have a starting load here of 66.4 and work up to 73.8, which would give me 2959 feet per second, so pretty much 2960. Most cartridges, you know, smaller cartridges like 308 and stuff, I usually start in the middle of the range and work my way to max. But with the Magnum cartridges, I'm going to start at 66.5. I'll start at the bottom of the range. I don't know if it's my brass, whatever, but my 300 Win Mag and the 7mm Rev Mag so far both hit max velocity well below max charge weight. So I don't want to start in the middle and run into pressure, and then I got to go home and start pulling bullets. So I'm going to start at 66.5 and we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so I was trying to get the best camera angle to kind of show you my reloading setup here and the lighting and everything. It's not the best, but I think I got the camera in a decent spot. So I got a pretty simple layout. It's just an RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme. I got a kit, you know, I started loading 5 years ago or so. So I got the, you know, press here, powder measure here on the powder dispenser, here. And then what I do is I have a digital scale that I use to set up the dispenser, and then I check all of my charges, you know, each individual charge weight on the triple beam So I recently just built this little riser here so I could see the scale easier. So I gotta drop the chair down, and I'm pretty much level now, so I'm not bending over like I used to. So what I do, so I got a powder charge measured here. So I'm gonna do 3 rounds of each powder charge. So I'll put 3 in the beginning of my shell holder. So I will stick this charge weight in here. Then what I'll do is I'll put this one in the shell holder, ready for a bullet, and I will get a little bit more powder ready. Put this on the scale, so as the scale is bouncing itself out, now I can load this bullet. Now I backed out the seating stem because I don't know, I think the last bullets I loaded with these for the 7 mag was some spear bullets. So try to get 2.70, so I got my caliper here, so see where we're at. Alright, so we're a little bit long, so I pretty much just go down a little bit and guess. I know some people like to kind of measure this. This method has seemed to work for me pretty good. So add a little bit more. And I'll just keep doing this till I get to where I want to be. We're getting close. 2715, so a little more. I'd rather go in small increments to get where I'm going than get, go past where I want to be. All right, so tiny bit more. All right, this should be it. Beautiful. 2699. I wanted 227, so that's good. So I'm gonna put that one in my case. So this powder charge. All right, we're leveled out. So I will load up one more. And I like this process instead of just keep putting powder in the shells. It's easy enough to see if you put powder in the case, but every now and then I don't look, and then I end up putting more powder in and it's overflowing. So we'll just double check another bullet, make sure that we are being consistent here. Alright, this one is a perfect 2.7, so we are good. I can put this over here. And yeah, this is kind of my process. I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch me load every single one of these bullets, but this is how I like to do it. So these are my 3 bullets at my starting charge weight of 66.5 grains. And then now I'll adjust and I'll work my way up until I get to my max load. Alright guys, so I'm at the range. I just want to show you how I set up my targets real quick. Very simple. I always use cardboard. I have access to a lot of it at work. So up top, I write down what I'm using with the 7 Rem Mag, 162 ELD-M, PPU brass, Magnum powder, Federal 215 primer. I write my powder charges. So today, since I'm testing 4 of them, I got 4 dots I just drew with Sharpies, and then I put a sticker in the center to confirm 0. The gun is squeaky clean, so I'm going to take a few shots with some Spear hot cores to make sure the 0 is good. I also just put a new scope on the gun. I'll show you that in a second. So let me go put this down range and I'll show you the new scope. Alright guys, so I picked up a Track Toric. This is the 3 to 15 by 50. So far I'm liking it, but just shooting 100 yards here, it's kind of hard to tell really how good the glass is until you get to last light. But going up to like the 1,000-yard range is when you can really tell. You get a little bit of mirage and all that. And it can really help you see how good the glass is. So anyway, I just made this little adapter here for the gun to try to keep the magneto speed off the barrel. My only concern is it does move a little bit. It's a pretty sturdy piece of metal, but just because of the length of it, it moves a little bit. But if I can get velocity data without worrying about the magneto speed throwing off my groups, that would be great. So hopefully I don't shoot the magneto speed, and see how this works. So I'm probably going to set the camera up on magneto speed so you guys can watch the velocities as I'm shooting. So let's see what happens. Alright, so I went back to the normal magneto speed setup. This thing was moving too much and I think it was throwing off my velocity readings. 2802, so average for the starting load. 2802 with an SDS6, but just 3 shots. So we'll let the gun cool off for a second. We'll go to the next one. 2832, so we're averaging 2555. So we've got 50 feet per second. Now the next one will be 67.5. Alright, 2911, an SD of 12, not too bad. On to the max charge. Alright, so that's weird. Velocity did not go up at all with that group. Definitely strange. Alright guys, let's take a quick look at the target. So here was the starting charge of 66.5 grains, which was starting us right at 2,800 feet per second. This is just over an inch, nothing too good. 67 grains, which is putting us at 2855. These two are in the same hole, and I definitely pulled this shot. I felt the sandbag kind of slide off my bench as I was pulling the trigger. Let's move on to 67.5, pretty big group. I didn't even measure, it's probably 3 inches. And then 68. This is big too, some vertical string. The barrel was definitely getting hot, and I was getting mirage coming off the barrel and the scope. So it's kind of weird. We had 2911 for 67.5 and 2895 for 68. So I don't know if I messed up when I was loading, or there's just like a little velocity plateau there. But anyway, I had the magneto speed on the gun, so these groups could definitely be better at the magneto speed. But one reason I wanted to start with that is just here for the starting charge, the book data was saying 2,600 and change, maybe 2,625 or something. I'm already at 2,800, so max velocity is supposed to be 2,960, and if I'm at 2,900 here, another grain, I'll probably be there. And the max charge weight was 73.7, so I'm well below that, and I'm almost at that max velocity. So that's one reason I like to have the magneto speed on, because you can't get velocity without pressure. So if I hit max velocity, but I'm 5 grains less than the max load, it doesn't matter, because to get that max velocity, you have to be at that pressure. So anyway, I'll probably load up. I'll try, maybe go up to 69 grains and just see what happens. Then definitely need to shoot some groups without the magneto speed to see how things tighten up or not. But keep you guys posted for the next time we're going out to the range. Alright guys, I wanted to just show you this quick. So I just plugged in these numbers to my ballistics calculator. So I put in 2,900 feet per second. So even if I stopped here and I didn't try to push closer to 3,000 feet per second, if we go out to 1,000 yards, which is the furthest I'll ever shoot, we got 1,652 feet per second with 982 foot-pounds of energy. So almost 1,000 foot-pounds of energy, and the bullet is still cruising right there. So there is no reason to really push going any quicker. I mean, I will anyway, but even with this load, I mean, you're supersonic pretty much out to 1,500 yards. Even at 1,500, you're at 1,200 feet per second, so you're kind of in that transonic zone, but it would probably still be fine. So I wanted to show you that quick, but anyway, as always guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.